Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about financial literacy, but today I have another personal conversation video. And I've been doing these a lot more because I think that they've been stemming from a lot of personal interactions with people in my life. And really, it's a message that I just want to relay and I want to get across. If you're watching this and you see the title of the video, today's October 31st, 2024. It occurred to me that I have not worked a corporate job since 2022. So somewhere roughly in the ballpark of 2 years, I've been completely self-employed. I was having a conversation with someone about, work. They're having right now a very, very hard time finding a job right now. It's really difficult. So I wanted to give my experience when it came with that, because I know how it feels to be in that same situation. Not so much not being able to find a job per se, but just feeling like you're out of place or like that is not for you. So on this channel, a lot of the information that I give on here came from work experience. I've held over probably more than 20 positions in Fortune 500 companies. These aren't small companies. These are very large corporations. So if you're familiar with my background, you're familiar with my story, if you've pieced it together through all of my videos, my background has been mostly in sales and has been mostly in finance. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about is because I was in the environment where a lot of this information was relative and it made sense for me to know it or to learn more about it just to be better at whatever job that I was doing. But that's where I cultivated most of the skills that I use today, right? So anyone who knows me personally knows that any job that I've done, I've always been really good at my job. I mean, stellar at my job. I think the last picture that I have on my LinkedIn profile is a picture of me in my last job at Verizon. And it's a picture of me and the CEO of Verizon. If you look at for my LinkedIn profile, it's there right now. And, if there was anything like incentive, commission leaderboard, winner's circle, president's cabinet, I was there. I was always in those things. I remember one particular job, I made over 6 figures. And I did it in just 10 months, which for a lot of people, unless it's a job that you went to school for, you got a degree, that sounds like, crazy. But this was just a entry level position. Of course, it was sales. It was commission based. And I think it was the most money that I had ever made from a corporation at the time. But I remember I was just so mentally drained that I felt like I wanted to cry. It was that bad. And for me, I'm not an emotional person. And I'm not saying that from like a standpoint that men should not express emotions. They shouldn't cry or anything like that. Because I believe that crying is something that it's cathartic. It's a release. It's good for you. But I don't like ever crying out of frustration or because I'm upset. If the last time I cried was because I was very happy about something, that was the last time I remember, at least that I can recall at this moment, crying. And that was a while ago. And it's because I was happy, really happy. So I like to save it for things like that. Out of frustration is not really me because I'm a problem solver. I like to look for solutions to problems. So with that being said, for me to feel that way, for me to feel that overwhelmed, knowing how I am, it's a lot. So here's what I wanted to say. If you're finding out right now that you're in a situation where you're not able to find a job, or it just seems like you cannot keep a job no matter what, if you've ever prayed for patience and God gave you the opportunity to be patient, he was giving you what you asked for. If you've ever prayed to gain a lot more financial security and you were presented with a business opportunity that could potentially put you in that position, that's what you prayed for and that's what you were given. You may not be given exactly what you want, but sometimes you'll see the opportunity and something to allow yourself to do what you want. So if you've been crying and you're frustrated and you've been praying for something to change and you can't find a job, this may be exactly what you've been looking for, believe it or not. And it may be the right time for you to be able to do something on your own. Now, whether it's the right time or not, I think is really all up to you. I think you get presented with a lot of opportunities, and if you want to go through the door, God opens doors. If you walk through them, that's up to you. For me, I feel like I realized at some point all of the skills that I acquired from my jobs over the past 14, 15 years, from everything that I've done, this skill set really did allow me to be able to do all the things that I'm doing now. And I couldn't do this 5 years ago. I couldn't do this 3 years ago. I just wasn't ready. No matter how hard, I wasn't ready. But the funny part was, when I became ready, it didn't matter if I tried to put in a job application. It didn't matter if I had the best references in the world. And I've never had a problem getting a job ever. I'm one of those people, I can just first interview, I'm done. And, for some reason, when it was time for me to do what needed to be done, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even find the will to want to even sit through an interview. And if you are going through the same thing that I'm talking about, you're probably familiar with the feeling. It just may not be for you anymore. It's just not for you. And this might be the time. If you want to release from this situation, I think this might be the exact moment that you've been asking for. I think that this is the moment where you're actually ready to do the things that you've been asking to do. Like, you've been praying for this situation. This is why you can't find a job right now. This is why things just don't seem like they're lining up, because you're not supposed to be doing that. And if it just seems like it's not working, you might be ready. This might be your time. This might be the time that you need to answer your calling and not look for a career. You need a calling, not a career right now. And this may be the situation that you are being called to at this moment. And you need to be ready when the situation comes. When it comes, you need to be prepared for it. And you need to be ready to walk through that door. The time comes, you need to keep faith. You need to do that. And you need to be ready to do the work. I'm not saying that anything is going to be easy, but I don't think God will give you something that you're not prepared for. It'll be worth it for you, and you will probably feel very fulfilled. If you've been asking for something, if you've been praying for something, don't try to immediately run to another job or situation that's going to make you feel oppressed. Use whatever skills you've acquired, use whatever that you've been doing, and have a relentless spirit. Go for it, and go for it like you mean it. Don't just, don't halfway do anything. Do it like you mean it, Treat whatever it is that you're doing like it's a job. Wake up every morning, get up early, clock in, take your lunch, do all of that like it's a job, like it's serious, like you care about it. Like, if you didn't do this, it would be treat it like that, because you have to take this thing seriously. And remember, you asked for this. This is what you asked for, and you're being presented with the perfect opportunity to do it. Because guess what? If you can't find a job, if you can't find work, if it's not working out right now, well, you have time. You have all the time and opportunity in the world to get work done. And remember, this is what you asked for. So God will show you the fruits of your labor. When you work, you will see the fruits of your labor. All right. He has other plans for you right now. Your plans may not be in that office anymore. Your plans may not be in that one particular cubicle at that call center, at that facility, wherever that place is, at that construction site, at that, it may not be for you anymore. And I think it's good to come to terms with that, because it's something that I've had to come to terms with. And I think that, you just need to get that final push. What makes you happy? What's going to make you happy? What's in your heart? What is that you desire to do with your life? What is that going to be? The job may not be the focus. And even if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Focus on God. He may need that focus right now. Then you'll be able to do exactly what it is that needs to be done. When you shift your focus, you can't focus if you're going to work every day. Maybe you need that time to focus on God and then look for that opportunity. It's going to present itself to you. Once the opportunity presents itself, it's up to you whether or not you're going to do what it takes to get what you asked for. But he'll provide you with that opportunity for you to do it and put you in that situation that is going to be best. Again, I don't think that I think you were called for this for a particular reason. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with, having a solid 9 to 5. And there's a lot of people who work a job right now and they're perfectly content at their job. But this video is not for those people. It's not for those people, right? Those people are content with where they are. You have discontentment. You're the one who has a different path. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying that it's worse. I'm just saying that you have a different path. Nobody's path is better than the other, but yours right now is just different from those people. And that's okay. Again, it's no better. It's no worse. Even for me, thinking back on it, like I said, I've had so many jobs, which I know from the outside looking in, like if you were someone who knew me or a family member, I've even heard people that know me, even family, look at me and think, man, he's unstable. I'm in my 29, going on, into my 30s at this time that I'm talking about. And they were looking at me like the unstable person who just couldn't keep a job. Like for whatever reason, you just look crazy. And in society, that can be kind of embarrassing, right? And I heard the things that they were saying about me, and I realized, like, to the mortal eye, maybe that's how I look. But through a spiritual lens, I was like, nah, God's doing something with me. You can't see it. Only I can see it. It's meant for me. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for anybody else. It's meant for me. So what's meant for you is meant for you. It doesn't matter how they see you. What matters is whatever you have between you and him. That's all that matters. Don't worry about how you look to other people. I could care less now because I don't even know if they know. It doesn't even matter if they know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. My situation is good. And all I did was pray about it. And I followed exactly all the signs that were given to me wholeheartedly, with full effort, not compromising on anything, not compromising on my pedigree or who I am as a person, as a man. I never had to compromise on anything, on what I believed in, who I believed in. I never had to give up or compromise anything. I just got to be myself and have faith in what was meant for me and go for it. So the person who's struggling at this moment to keep a job, to find a job, don't seek a job, seek God. Okay? Seek God instead. Don't seek a job anymore. Stop the resumes. Just, pause for 1 second. Activate your faith. Just turn that on. That's what's important right now. Use the gifts that he gave you, and the gifts, and you have these gifts for a reason. It's not until you walk in your purpose that you get fulfillment from your life. Okay? Don't just exist. Live on your terms. It's not about how much money that you're going to make. It's not about the status. It's about you finding purpose and finding joy in the thing that you do every single day. Again, someone else has a job and they're content. Your discontentment does not condemn them. They're not doing anything wrong. They're doing it. They're exactly where they should be. And your path is just different from theirs. And you're going to be exactly where you should be. All right. If you have no job, you have no distractions. That's the truth. If you have no job, you have no excuses. Whatever you've been putting off, and you know what it is. I couldn't tell you what that is, but whatever it is that you're putting off, that you're trying to avoid because maybe you're afraid of what's going to happen if you do it. Maybe you're afraid of failing. Maybe, you're just afraid of people judging you. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm telling you, it does not matter. You have time. You have time. So now is the time to do it. Now is the time to find your calling. All right. That was really all I have for you guys. And again, if you're someone who's doing that right now, drop a comment below. Drop a comment if you're someone right now who's in this same situation, and drop a comment about what you're going to do. What's your calling? Not the career, but the calling that you have. Okay? Today's the day. Go for it. This is a message for not just somebody I was talking to in that particular situation, but for you too, for the person watching this. This is for you as well. All right? Drop the comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.